Big thanks to the EA Creator Network for giving me the chance to check out Season 15 of Apex Legends a little bit early. Hey everyone, I hope you are doing fantastic. We are back today looking at everything with Season 15's brand new legend, Catalyst. Hit that like button. Let's get right to it. Before we do get to the abilities of Catalyst, her lore does have direct involvement with Season 15's brand new map, Broken Moon. I did go over this earlier in the week, so check out that video after we are done here if you did miss that. Catalyst joined a terraforming crew to repair the Broken Moon, which is where she did learn all about ferrofluid. Ferrofluid is that black gook stuff that she does use for her ultimate and tactical ability as well as her passive. In order to fund these harvesting and other expeditions to the moon, the Apex games were brought in to produce revenue, and Catalyst was pretty upset about this. From Respawn, Catalyst's personality lets her be the big sister type where she has a no-nonsense attitude, is an introvert and a gothy type of vibe. In line with this, she's honestly more into crystals and other stuff than people, but that being said, she is a team player and is devoted closely to those who are around her and even feels responsible for them, and just because she is an introvert does not mean that she isn't capable of taking a fight. In terms of the specific design strategy for Catalyst, Respawn was really looking at the more fluid or liquidy type of feel in developing her, but they still needed to ground her in reality when it does come to her visuals. It is pretty evident that Catalyst has some pretty sick magical type quality to her, and it's pretty impressive in terms of her art style. The challenge for Respawn was how do you have some legend with magical qualities but still having some sort of scientific explanation to her. The basic gist of Catalyst and her ferrofluid is that she has a backpack of this fluid and gloves that she can use to manipulate its magnetic properties. In turn, this gives her some sort of black magic and technical type of vibe, and this is further explained through Catalyst developing specific technology to better enhance her capabilities while using ferrofluid. The specific descriptive term or terms Respawn did give her was witch in a tech, and this does mean I am rolling with techno wizard. It does feel like that based off everything we did see on Catalyst in trailers and during my preview. She's kind of the most visually impressive legend we have had yet when it comes to her ability animations. Respawn did back this up by stating she is the most VFX intensive legend they have created as well. I don't want to be negative, but hopefully this doesn't mean there's going to be too many performance issues on those with underperforming or last-gen hardware. For Catalyst abilities, I'm starting with her passive, which is called the Barricade. This lets you reinforce doors through a prompt when Catalyst is next to doors. Doors that are reinforced by her need to take double the amount of hits to break in order to break them down by conventional means, which means like kicking them down. Catalyst can reinforce 2 doorways at once, and if you do reinforce a third, that first one is going to go away, much like a Caustic with his traps or Rampart with her walls. And really, her reinforcement just blocks against melee damage, so no other items like grenades or weapons or stuff like Horizon's Black Hole, Mad Maggie's Drill, this reinforcement is not going to work against those. And when I do say 2 doors are reinforced, this actually means doorways, not singular doors, so 2 pairs of doors or 2 single doorways would be reinforced. It does seem like the design decision here was to better slow down enemies who are advancing in close range combat while requiring them to take an extra step or to have them burn some sort of grenade or ability to break down your doorways. Also, doors will not be able to be opened by enemies when they are reinforced by Catalyst, but her teammates and herself can still open the doorways. As for Catalyst's tactical ability, this is called Piercing Spikes. This is ferrofluid that she does place on the ground, and when enemies do get near that, the spikes will trigger, damaging and slowing enemies upon contact. They also have a decent amount of distance that she can throw them, which should allow Catalyst to fairly effortlessly and quickly block off certain areas that are around her. Catalyst's ultimate is the Dark Veil, which does allow her to spawn a gigantic wall of ferrofluid. Players can enter and push their way through this wall, but it greatly slows them down when they do exit the other side. Their vision is also pretty drastically obstructed or reduced, which makes it pretty risky to go through the wall. This also blocks Scantech, meaning Bloodhound and Seer are going to be countered by a legend. Finally, I do want to take a quick second and give Respawn a round of applause for finally introducing a legend that can counter scanning. It's also pretty clear that Catalyst's entire kit is really all about being defensive, and her playstyle I think is going to be greatly reflected upon this. She's also going to help with really hectic endgames or hot areas with rotations while utilizing her wall. It's going to be pretty nice that you're going to have this thing to separate enemies from yourself and kind of stop yourself from taking big damage. For me, it seems like Catalyst is going to be a pretty high IQ legend, if I will say, meaning really great positioning is going to be well rewarded. Catalyst's kit is really all about creating separation, so you can expect Catalyst to slightly favor more ranged weapons, and pairing her up with some nice rotation legends does seem like it can be the play. You can rotate with a legend like Valkyrie, and upon landing, you do have her entire kit of abilities to help fortify doors, use that traps with her tactical, or of course make a giant wall if you need some extra cover if you do have the land in the open. If you are wondering about the height of that ultimate ability, it's about the same but a little bit less than Horizon's tactical, which I think is pretty substantial. You're going to be able to block off a a lot of areas with that wall. There also will not be any confusion between friendly and enemy Catalyst abilities because they are color-coded to show the difference between the two. Let me know if you are picking up Catalyst for Season 15 when it does come around. Me personally, her tactical and defensive playstyle, I think it sounds pretty sick. I can't wait to give her a try. Check out this video if you missed everything else that you can expect from the new map, customization, and more. Happy gaming, legends.